Oh, oh man, we are back. Happy New Year, everybody. This is the beginning of season 5, and I am joined by the amazing Heath Heine. And of course, this is episode 175. Man, there's all kinds of milestones. How do we keep it going? Well, coffee. I am your host, Daniel Crosier, and I am joined by the phenomenal Heath Heine. Ah!
Something on my face.
Heath, how are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty great, Daniel. Thanks for having me on.
It's great to have you on finally and chat with you. I fell in love with your work when Kevin Ward released his board board as I blinked for a second there, man. Oh, geez. It takes a minute to get back into this stuff. But God, your Satan is, for those who don't haven't seen this series, it is absolutely iconic. The silhouette, the personality, you're quite transformative, and I think everybody who's missing out is missing out on just absolute gold.
Yeah, man. I hope that some people dig down into the trenches and start to find that gold and pull out that cobalt without any slave labor, so that they could see just how great, the imagination of like Kevin Ward is. Because what you said there with the silhouette, I remember when he was on Face Off those couple of seasons, it was about the silhouette of the character. And it really, if they didn't have a good silhouette, they really weren't grandiose or great character.
Right.
And so Satan certainly has that, man.
Yes. Yeah. Your take on Satan is absolutely amazing. For everybody at home, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, how you got into this acting gig, because it's not just, bored as hell that you're in, but your IMDb is really long and very storied.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate the kudos there. I ever since I was a kid, man, I always liked to make people laugh and smile. So I was like class clown all the time. And so it kind of came naturally that way. But I remember in high school, so I was I was a super senior, which meant I was in senior year 2 times.
Oh, wow.
So since I was in senior year 2 times, I found out about like electives, and I was like, what the hell's an elective? Oh, I get to choose. And I chose theater, man. I was like, I'll do theater. I've done the route of ditching and fucking up, so let me go ahead and do something with my life. And on the 3rd day, after sitting there with all those drama geeks, like kind of like everybody was cliquish and looking at me, and nobody was befriending me, and I'm just sitting there like an apt pupil, ready to learn. And the teacher on the 3rd day, she comes to me and she says, I don't think this class is for you. And I was like, okie doke, see you later. And I laughed, man. And then something happened. I had like a high 8 camcorder, and we'd film like snowboarding up at Berthoud Mountain and jumps. And then I started making little skits, like Saturday Night Live skits with my friends.
Yeah.
Doing all kinds of accents and stuff. I remember one of the characters was Oreo, because I had this hat. It was like layered Oreos.
Uh-huh.
And and I was like, "Yo, this is Oreo man, come from a Jamaican hole," and like all this stuff. Yeah. What I say? My mother, my father from the motherland, black as coal. My mother from the Germany, white as snow. I was just doing this stuff. Anyway, I was having a blast making like little films, and then that just paved the way, man. And got an agent, did all kinds of commercials.
Wow.
Then I found Colorado Film School, and many of the people there that are very talented. And when I got into films with them, it changed the trajectory. It changed the trajectory of my path. And man, it was just student film, and then it became independent film, and that's where I sit.
Nice. But, man, that's pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, you've been in a number of things. I think another film I caught you in was Rage of the Mummy from
Dennis Vincent.
Yeah, he's fantastic. He's so much fun.
Yep. I love Dennis Vincent. I saw him scroll across on your little commercial there. So he's a real good dude, man.
Yeah, he is. And Kevin Ward, who seems to be a frequent collaborator of yours, was also in there as well. I think he was the human version of the mummy.
Yeah. He was all sexy and swanky, walking along, just sucking souls.
Right.
He should have been sucking pole.
Yeah, as sexy people do, right? Sucking some souls.
Yep, he was sucking souls, man. But yeah, it was a blast working with Dennis Vincent, man. Got to be a cop in that Rage of the Mummy with him. Mm-hmm. Along with R. Scott Crosier, and he put together a really great team, man. And I think it's really cool because it's a tight-knit community, and people just they catch wind of you, and they bring you on, or while you're on a project, you're lining up your next one with the people and their creative ideas.
Nice. Yeah, for everybody out there, I keep mentioning your role as Satan. Here's a nice promo shot of you as Satan. That is an amazing amount of makeup.
Wait, yeah, I think that was at a Comic-Con, and they took some pictures. It was down in Colorado Springs, and Kevin did me up, and they were taking all these pictures and stuff. And I think what I was saying in that picture was, "Do you have any more of those nuts?"
Nice.
Excuse me, I'm gonna grab you by the pussy.
At least you warned him.
Yes. Yeah, it was a warning. No, that's actually one of my favorite shots, man, from down there. I remember this specifically. So we were at that Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. Man, I can't remember the name of it.
Was it Colorado Galaxy Fest Comic-Con or Galaxy Quest?
Galaxy Fest, yes.
Galaxy Fest.
So Kevin walks me up, because you always have to have a wrangler when you're in something like that. You're 6 foot tall, 7 foot tall, with these horns, standing on platforms, and everybody wants to grab you and touch you, and it's hard balancing and everything. You're impeded. Your vision, your speech, auditory, everything's impeded. And so they were doing the award ceremony for people in their costumes, and while we weren't eligible for winning because Kevin's like a pro, they pulled me up there to kind of warm things up. And man, I swear, I got up there, I walked up the stairs, I tripped a little, people chuckled and they were confused, and then I turned around and said, "Hello, bitches." I didn't care if there were kids in that seat or actual bitches.
That's awesome. Oh God, that's gonna be so much fun. So it sounds like when you guys were doing Bored as Hell, you were getting made up and promoting this and doing all kinds of live events.
Yeah, man, I got to hand it to Kevin Ward, man, because a lot of times when people make these films, you know, they make them for very small budget, but they have great, grandiose ideas. And so, what is it? It's what you learn in prison. It's ingenuity is born out of necessity. So,
right.
So
imitation breeds innovation.
Yes, exactly. So he relies a lot on his creativity and his ability and all that stuff, pulling favors from everybody. And so he can make a really big production with very little budget. But what does happen is there's a lot of costs that go into it that he either suffers on his credit cards or simply by repurposing things that he already had or utilizing you know, text making machines and whatever he had to get it done. So very ingenuitive. And then to your point about promotions and stuff, that's the same thing. Nobody ever plans for marketing on such a small budget.
Right.
So there's no money, no funding, no plan for marketing. And so really we were going around to a couple of events and he made this box. Oh, hell insurance. It's stay out of hell insurance. And people could put nations in for us.
Nice.
And then one day we tried to pitch Bored as Hell to what was it? Oh, the guys that have Pretty Little Liars go to hell. Adult Swim.
Adult Swim. Okay, yeah, I can see in Adult Swim.
We called those guys and we were on the phone with them and we tried to pitch this to them, and they were like, no, we already got something like that. And I was like, but every Coke has a Pepsi, every Ford has a Chevy. You know, you got to breed like you know, competition.
Right.
But whatever.
Yeah.
So
it sounds like you guys were really collaborating really hard on this project. You know, was this something that Kevin really came up with? I've had him on the show, and a couple times, and we've talked a little bit about it, but it seems like more of a collaboration between the two of you.
Well, you know what's cool, man. I mean, as much as I'd like to take credit for it, I was just being goofy me. When we were filming a movie with Jimmy Lee Combs a long time ago, and it was the first incarnation of the Satan, and I got all made up, and I had to be a serious guy. Like I stuck my arm through the chest of a guy and pulled out his heart and was eating it, and so it was a bad serious. What's that?
As neighbors do.
Yes, as neighbors do. It was very heartfelt.
Very much so. It had good mouth texture.
Yeah. And so like what I do is I have reserves. So if I'm a very serious character, a very horrific character, then I'm comedic offset. Right. When we're not shooting, and then vice versa. If I'm very comedic, then I'm pretty stoic and intellectual and stuff like that. So I try to save those reserves. But in that film, what was it? My character was very serious, and so Kevin's girlfriend Liz was playing some song, man, and it was it goes like this: it puts the lotion on his skin, or else it gets the hose again. And so obviously I'm a character, and I just start doing that. I put the lotion on the skin in the scene, and I think that's the inception. I think that's where Kevin started piecing this together. And before I knew it, man, he was writing out scripts and drawing out storyboards, and like he built this like world for me to be able to like be this king of, this Satan of.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
And so but obviously don't let it be mistaken. It's not my creation at all. It's Kevin's all the way. And he allowed me to really just like Heath it up or Jim Carrey it up, and just have fun.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah. you know, when preparing for a role like that, you know, and getting in the makeup, you know, do you have to like put yourself in some type of you know, mental state, or you know, in order to kind of endure that? Because I imagine that's like hours of makeup, or is it does it have it down to science where it's like you're in, you're out, and, you know, get on set, we need you.
Oh, brother, there was one day that really tested the endurance. This was probably on like shoot 15 or so, because there all of those episodes required at least 2 days of shooting.
Mm,
So for the I think it's 16 episodes plus some of those
right.
um, questions with Satan QA.
Yep, those are
Um,
so great.
I'll tell you more about those in a moment. Um, but there was one day, I think it was about the fifth or sixth day we were shooting,
Mhm.
and this day really tested me, man, because it takes 2 hours to get into makeup, 2 hours to get out of makeup,
Wow.
and then we had a pretty full day. So I was pushing like I was at like 12 or 13 hours by the time this was done.
Mhm.
And I let him know at that time. I was like, dude, that's just too much, man. I said, I can do this, but when there's a lull in the day and there's not a bunch going on for me to film, the weight of the costume and the character and all of that stuff really bears on you. In fact, it
Yeah.
was such a slow day that day. I was laying in the bed and I kind of started going like this, and a couple of times, man, I woke up like suffocating in the
Oh no.
mask, like I thought I was gonna die as Satan.
Oh no. Don't die,
Yeah,
Satan. You have so much more to live
I
for.
know, I know, I know. But so it just let me know that there are limitations. There are certain things and protocol, which like Kevin, he early on he started kind of adopting me like his creation, his little Pinocchio, his little
Ah,
whatever it was, right?
nice. So he
I
was
just didn't have a nose that grows.
yeah.
um, but so what he would do is he would like ask me what it was that I like to eat, what could keep me hydrated and get me to eat.
Mm.
Well, my mouth couldn't open a great deal,
Oh, okay.
so when he could shove grapes in my mouth, I could eat grapes, and I had hydration and pulp and food, and so that was great. He'd kind of keep grapes in his pocket, feed me like a chimpanzee.
Nice. Oh man. Oh, that sounds absolutely hysterical. Oh, geez. I
Yeah,
hope there's video and footage of that, you know, something to blackmail, right? Later on in life.
yeah, yeah, totally. Oh, back to the Q&As.
Right.
That was a really beautiful time because what that allowed me to do
Mhm.
was just all the ad lib, all the crass jokes, and just kind of come out with zingers because I'm
Right.
very good at like puns and quick thinking to create a joke
Yeah.
when given that freedom. And that's what it was when they would give me questions and I would answer them and hopefully answer them hysterically.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. So if ever you want to see like I don't know Heath's mind in that role, it'd be
Mm.
those because the rest of it's like Kevin's writing that gave me dialogue and direction to follow. But those are unequivocally like me.
Yeah. Just off the cuff stuff.
Mm. Now,
Nice.
granted, and this is a thing that people may or may not know. But with film, there's a lot of takes. You just
Right.
take and take and take, and it's about getting content so that you can cut. And the same thing with that. It was all right. Do that. Throw a zinger. All right, let's do it again. Do it again. And then Kevin was masterful in cutting it together to make it really, really zing.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, you guys did 2 seasons of that, and, you know, it's
Yeah.
like, you know, 8 episodes each season, and, yeah, it was, you know, quite the tremendous feat. I remember seeing that, with Elise in, at the Bug Theater, and I couldn't believe, you know, just the scope and everything. It was absolutely tremendous. And I, you know, my hat's off to you guys. But you know, let's talk about some of the other projects that you've worked on. There's a lot of stuff that I'm just not familiar with, but yeah, you sent over so many headshots. I figured I'd you know, kind of sabotage you and start throwing these up and see what the response is from you. I really
Please do.
I loved this with the eye patch. I'm just like, okay, I want to see this
Oh.
movie. You know, is this your takeoff of Nick Fury?
I'll send that one to you, man. That one is Second Unit.
Oh,
And it was a short film that was going to be turned into like a series.
okay.
And I was the bad guy, man. And it was really about Jamie Haber and Jesse Jurdick.
Oh,
These guys.
Jesse. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So it was Jesse and then Jamie Haber, and they were the stars, and I was the bad guy. But man, playing the villain is so much fun. So much fun. And it was like Nathan Westlake, I think, ran this one, directed it. He did a great job in Laffrey with Whitworth. So these are all like Colorado Film School people, right?
Cool.
And we made a short film, and this character, right there, this character, what I did to get into that character, man, was Philip Seymour Hoffman. So I dropped my voice and I talked like this.
Yeah,
So,
nice.
and I approached him, and basically it was comedic, where I applied the wax to their hair and then I ripped it away. So I was a very serious character in a comedic situation.
Yeah.
And you're gonna love it. I'll send it your way, man. That was a short film.
God, that's awesome. Yeah.
This is fun, having jarring my memory.
I'm curious to see what this is about. Is this part of Rage of the? No, this isn't part of Rage. I was going to say the name reminds me of Rage of the Mummy, but I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah, this one is part of the Hank Braxton project out in Grand Junction.
Okay.
And I don't know if it's supposed to share pictures, but yeah.
Nobody watches this show anyway.
Yeah, nobody watches it. But no, it's a Hank Braxton picture. Let's see if you can't see my mouth, called Glowsies.
Whoops. Can I show this one?
Yeah, you can. I was trying to be like Daryl from Walking Dead.
It looks like you ate Daryl. You know, like you're like two Daryls put together. I was like, holy crap, man! He went to the gym, worked out, you know, became a mercenary on a Wolverine movie or something.
Yeah, you know, oddly, that was just a photo shoot with a friend of mine,
Really?
Nathan Wrights. It was just a photo shoot, and I'll tell you about that a little bit. I was hanging out with my wife. We were like fixing a fence with my sister. And my sister shows a picture of Norman Reedus as Daryl to my wife. And my wife's like, ooh. And I'm like, ooh. So I was like, I'm a fucking actor. I'll become him. And that's what I did.
Nice. Okay. That's so fun. I was like, man, I want to see this movie. It's like, what did you do? I was eviscerated Daryl. Yeah. You know, it's like, okay.
I wish it were a movie. That'd have been a cool one, man.
It told me. Let's see what we got here.
That is Master Shi for a movie with Mark Grove.
Oh, okay.
You know him?
Yep. Yeah, I've had him on the show.
Yeah.
Him and Jesse have been on the show before.
Nice, man. Yeah. Both guys are great. I love Jesse and Mark Grove, man. I've known him for a long time, and he pulled me into his newer movie, this one that has Master Shi in it. Unfortunately, that character got replaced. So even though I was in character and we did the filming and stuff, that one didn't make it.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I gotta say, man, I was blown away by Mark's ability to run a set and his ability to create a mask like this. I didn't know that he was skilled in that. Now I do.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
kind of he's kind of a man of all trades, type thing. It's amazing to see see him go to work.
Oh, and a sneak peek, I'll tell you. Kevin and I are going to be in a movie with Mark Grove this year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's a Mark Grove movie, so I'm excited about that. That we all get to work together.
That's cool. Is that something you guys already shot, or is that something on the calendar?
It's on the calendar, scripts in place, and then I think we're shooting in May.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and again, I don't know what I can or can't say about some of these things. It has kung fu in it, I can tell you that much, and zombies.
Of course, it's Mark Grove. It better have kung fu. If not, something's wrong. Is that Mark Grove?
Yes.
Not Mark Grove.
Yeah.
He's been replaced.
Yeah. That's the signature, man. The signature is kicking somebody's ass.
That's right. That's right. There's got to be some kind of martial arts in there in order to make it a Mark Grove movie.
Though Kevin and I aren't part of like Mark's stunt team, man. Both of us have taken some classes with him, and it's amazing, dude. Hey, let me tell you this. I'll tell you this. I used to claim myself as a actor, producer, stuntman.
Nice.
I took his class, and I got rid of stuntmen. Those guys are stuntmen. I'm not stuntman.
You're like,
dude, I'm 40. I'm 45, taking hits, man, and I was like, yeah.
Oh wow.
No good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You young kids. You'll be fine. That's okay. You punched me in the face, and I felt it in my pancreas.
Yes.
Is
that a kidney? Yeah. Is that a kidney stone?
Should my spleen be on the outside of my body now? Oh, evolution.
Yeah, man.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. So this one was pretty interesting that you sent over too. I thought this was hilarious.
Well, what's cool about that, it encompasses a couple of things. So, I love working with Milko Davis down in the Springs, man. And this was my character build for Pastor Gates.
Nice.
On the new film Killer Witches from Outer Space.
Oh.
Which has it's Kathy Davis, Milko Davis, Branscombe Richmond, Andrew Magpaka, and a lot of other talented people. And he gave me an idea of who the character was, so I built this around it. Now they changed the build a little bit of the character thereafter, but just with like wardrobe and such. But dude, I had like this big nasty scar across the face. And as you can imagine, Killer Witches from Outer Space does it all.
Right. I think Bobby Lee Black is also in that too.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, isn't
he a great dude, man? Bobby Lee Black.
He is awesome. I think we're supposed to grab lunch here in the next 2 weeks, so that'll be nice. Yeah. But
Culver's?
You're in his the shop as well, right?
The shop. Yeah, I get to be the funny landlord, man. I'm kind of like I'm probably a dink or something, a double income no kid type chump. Right. And I just keep coming into the shop, trying to rustle up some money from those guys.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, man, he's a good guy. Him and I, he had a more prominent role in Rook, but I was in Rook also as a cop.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, you know what? I do remember you. Okay, I've got that on Blu-ray, and I've interviewed Stephen Morgan. Bobby introduced me to Stephen, and that was a fantastic film. That I was like, oh my gosh, so many people need to be seeing this movie. I can't praise it, give it high enough praise. It's really a gem.
I agree, man. A lot of great actors you got, and then Stephen Morgan and Isaac Walsh. and everybody who put that all together, man. It's a really great film, and the thing that'll blow you away is if you watch it to the part where I get blown away.
Yep. Yep. I remember that. I'm so sorry you met your end, but man, it was a good movie. Your end. And
Yeah.
oh, that's tremendous. Can you talk anything about this guy? What is this all about?
Yeah. Okay, so I've been working with Milko Davis for a while, and this is
right.
Yeah, so I was in Jurassic Thunder, then I was in a couple of short films with him, and then Ghosters, Phantom Patrol. That's me on the cover, with the two kids, and then Killer Witches now. So Ghosters just got a distribution deal with Artist View.
Good.
And so it's going to be out there, and people will be able to view this one. And I'm excited, man, because I've been involved in so many film projects every year, and then you see them come to completion, and they grab wings and they go out and fly, and maybe come back with enough money to make another one.
Nice. Well, that's that's the thing, right? That's the passion. Go out, send it off into the world, see what it does, and hopefully you're able to continue on with the craft and do the next thing. Incidentally, I'll be interviewing Milko in February.
Oh, epic, man.
Yeah,
him and Kat are great.
Nice. Cool. Yeah, I can't wait to chat with him. Another Bobby Lee connection.
Right on, man. Yeah, Bobby Lee's your boy. Are you guys going to Culver's, man? Because if you're going to Culver's up here in Thornton, I'll go.
Culver's. What is that? You have to tell me about that, because I don't know.
Sometimes he goes to Culver's, and sometimes he goes to GB Fish and Chips, man. He likes the fish and chips.
Oh, I see.
On the facts.
Fish and chips. Oh, yeah. Shoot. Well, if I think we're going to Sam's number 3, which is.
That's a good place.
Yeah.
Out in Aurora?
It'll be where is it? Leedsdale? That one on Leedsdale?
Like Leedsdale in Havana.
Yeah, that is the one.
Yeah. Yep, I've been there, man. I like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. We should probably grab some lunch, man.
I'm always up for it. Yeah, I'm always game.
Whereabouts are you? Where do I find you? Did you not want your fans to know?
Let me broadcast my address. I'm in Aurora.
I'm in Aurora. Yeah, I'm up in Thornton, man.
Oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, because the way you're working on projects and stuff, it sounds like most things are in Colorado Springs, so I wasn't too sure.
Yeah. I do a lot of the spring stuff, the Denver stuff, like and Grand Junction with Hank. So I have yet to really travel to like Mexico or Georgia or LA for anything. I haven't done anything like that.
Wow.
But if the budget's right and they pull me out there, man, I'll totally do it.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
The on your IMDb too, it looks like you've got a number of upcoming projects. What else do you have that we don't know about that's you're really looking forward to?
Let's see. So there's the film coming up with Mark, Kung Fu film, and then the one with Milko is in post-production right now, and the one with Hex in post-production right now. Man, for a lot of people that don't know or haven't seen my stuff, if they just Google me, or not Google, you could Google, but if you go on Amazon Prime and you just put my name in, then it'll pull up about 8 or 10 films that I'm in.
Yep.
One that I'm really trying to push, because I'm the lead actor in it, is Army and Coop, which is crass, raunchy, kind of it's by Dennis Hefter, and it's I call it kind of, it's raunchy comedy with heart.
Nice.
Because it's a day in the life of Army Mike Armstrong, and how he just kind of changes, you know, almost in that one day.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
cool. Is
yeah.
that streaming like right now on Amazon Prime or someplace?
Yes, yes. And the thing is, like on Amazon Prime, if you look up my name, for some reason, there's like 2 or 3 films that don't come up that have me in them.
Oh.
They just don't come up. One of them is Collider, that was made here with
Hmm.
Terrell Lamont and Justin Lewis, and it's a great movie about time travel.
Yeah.
It was filmed up in Cripple Creek. No,
Oh, cool.
not Cripple Creek. Yeah.
Nice.
Um, so yeah, yeah. As it stands, I've only got one film I'm working toward, and then I got a music video coming up also. So
So like your own music, or you star in it?
oh no, not my own music. I'm just an actor in it.
Okay, cool. Hopefully it's a the background dancer, right? You're the key background dancer, something like that.
Yeah. Remember, it puts the lotion on the skin, or else it gets the hose again.
Yeah, yeah. It'll be the next Macarena.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. When you're looking to take on the role, like what roles really do you gravitate towards? What really strikes you, and is it something that you're looking for, like a new challenge or anything?
Um, you know, I funny enough, I've ran a whole gamut, I call it, of film.
Mm,
So came naturally to me was comedy, and so I did comedy, and then I went around to more dramatic and some sing song
nice.
uh, um, and then character building, and then villains and martial arts. And so I've kind of like I've gone across the whole gamut. And so really it's kind of like maybe going around that circle again and try to really flesh out new character, new content, new experiences from life and roles that I've had to pour into them. But uh, I love the dark characters. I love the villains. Those ones, a lot of people would say, are much more. Uh, they have more depth. There's a lot of depth to them because they're holding back or withholding information, or trying to, you know, it's just so hedonistic, lavacious. Is that one?
It
Just
sounds like a great
all of the
word.
things, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I really like that stuff, man. It's pretty deep. I'd love to do something like a Born Identity, or the John Wick type stuff if I had the opportunity.
Nice.
But I'd either need to up my game on the martial arts again, because I've done martial arts. I was a second-degree black belt,
Just bring
and
this
I
guy.
perfect.
Just bring that guy.
Just bring that dude. Yeah, thanks. um, we'll name him Daniel.
Don't.
In a
Don't.
land, in
Yeah.
a vast.
Yeah. Don't use my name. Just you get your own.
Get your own, man.
Yeah. Get your own.
Um, but yeah, I'd love to. There's I think I still got a lot of characters that I can still give, man, and play.
Yeah.
So I've done everything from even a couple of Christian flicks to obviously playing Satan in this stuff, man. So I it's all a playground to me. I love it all.
Nice. Yeah. Well, yeah. Like again with like bored as hell. I mean, yeah. Let me turn off this banner here so everybody can at home look at all the characters you play in that series, right?
Yeah. So let me go top. The top left is my character from Rook that got killed.
Oh, nice. Okay.
It's the
Right.
cop.
Right.
Bored as hell, as we know, that's the Satan. That was a music video I played. It was a great music video for Black Pegasus, shot by Megan McGrath and Nathaniel Latier. It also has Shale LePage in it, as the KFC guy, the Colonel Sam. And then in the middle there, I was just that was a pose for a photo shoot at a Comic-Con.
Oh, cool.
Then we got Donald Trump.
Yep.
Oh my God, it was not easy coming into Donald Trump. It's not. I don't recommend coming into anybody, but especially not that guy.
Right. Right.
So turning into Donald Trump was a hard task, but Kevin turned me into him for Jurassic Thunder and for the meeting between Satan and Trump about taking over hell.
Yeah, I remember that clip. How did you guys end up filming that? Because you had to do both sets of makeup, right? Or you were in both sets of makeup.
Yes. Well, let me be honest here, just so people can understand. If and when they get a chance to watch that, it was a lot of dialogue. It was Satan dialogue, Trump dialogue, right?
Yep.
But Dennis Vincent was there. Kevin Ward was there. He made me up. Liz was there.
Cool.
And they do one character first,
right.
And they film it from the one angle, and then they intertwine and intersperse. And I'm giving away movie magic tips here, but they had one of them. I think Liz had put on the Satan arm, so that it would play in the foreground and like interaction between Donald Trump and the Satan. And you just film it in a specific way that it cuts together real well. And but the I'm dancing around the subject here. The subject is all that heavy dialogue, man. I needed Kev to read it to me, and then I'd reiterate. He'd say it and I'd say it. He'd say it and I'd say it, because it was quite dialogue heavy.
No, I've shot whole scenes with actors where I've had to feed them, their dialogue like that too, and vice versa for me. So I totally get it. It works.
Yeah, and there's lots of circumstances that can lead to us not being able to memorize, but the leading one is honestly just not putting in the time, the effort, and the work.
I just keep telling people I have memory problems. It's called lazy. It is infectious.
Let me do those other two down there. So the bottom one is Guns Laser Power Ray Blast. That is Guns Laser from the Nathan Letier film Monster Force Zero. Mike Pacito, that's his film, and I got to be one of the destroyers of destruction. But there are some really good actors in that, and it's got Pat Tanaka. It's a great film.
It's a lot of fun. It's on Amazon Prime right now for those that are interested. Definitely go check it out. I highly recommend it.
And if they're looking for more films, if you just scroll down a little further and you see that funny faced hillbilly.
Yep.
He done got his chin chopped off right now, and that's Cousin Bumpkin and Hans Cripple to Talk to the Hans, and that is also available on Amazon Prime.
Well, and they're in the first episode of Bored as Hell too. I
crossover.
I totally rewatched that and completely did not pick up on the fact that was you. That's so
yeah, man.
For that, because I completely I didn't realize it was you until I had to go onto IMDb to figure out it was you.
Right on, man. Yeah, that was a fun one. Just some crazy hillbilly. That was actually the first project that Kevin pulled me into, man.
The Hans
was
Crippleton?
Hans Crippleton, Talk to the Hans. Yeah.
Nice. That's.
Yep. Come on now, Hansie. Let's go. Come on, let's get over here.
Yep. That's hilarious. That's so funny. We're running out of time, but like real quick, when you're home alone, and what do you gravitate towards as far as like movies or horror and everything like that?
Oh man, you know, my wife's the one who loves watching horror, and I'm starting to gain a little bit of respect for it. Not necessarily an affinity,
Hmm.
but man, I just watched Hereditary.
Oh,
That thing was crazy.
right.
Yeah, and like the It's and It 1 and 2 and all these things, man, they're really great storytelling and they have horror. So I think
Yeah.
they're finding like this. It's not just blood and gore and get that, but it's actually story mixed with it.
Right. Right.
Um, but you asked what movies I like. Dude, I don't know why, but I like the dark ones. I
Hmm.
like, I like the dark films, man. The Silence of the Lambs,
Yeah.
I guess that's horror, but more psychological. Joker,
Yep.
epic,
That's a great movie.
epic. So I like those things, and maybe it's because a lot of time in my life I'm quite jovial and happy and upbeat, and I need something to kind of like anchor me down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I really, really love their performances, man, because you know any of us can just kind of uh, I don't know. Maybe not all of us can just be like superheroes and all right, we'll save them over there. You know, and
Right.
just I don't know.
Some of us need to be the
Um,
villains for those superheroes.
some of us need to be the villains, and the villains seem much more fun, man.
They do, except in the Marvel movies. They, unless you're Thanos or Loki, you just don't get the backstory.
Right. Oh, what was the Guardians of the Galaxy? The guy with the purple. He had the stone, the Infinity Stone in his
Uh,
hand. He put it in that.
in the first
I
one,
forgot his name.
it was Ronan the Accuser, and they had a
Ronan.
little bit of Thanos in there and stuff, but
Yeah.
but his story was told over a number of films.
You
Yeah.
know what I loved though in that one was Ronan he was such a terrible guy. Everybody hated him and everybody had a story and that like it was trauma bond. They were all trauma bonded together
Yep.
by how he'd wronged them.
Right.
But at the end it was funny when he when Quill it was Quill, right?
Yep.
Um he ended up singing and he's like I'm distracting you to Turd Blossom, and so he was just kind of like it was just hilarious. It was a nice break of
Hands off.
character when he would do.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I love it. Yeah, I guess it's called levity. So when a character is really serious all the fucking time, and then he's funny,
Right.
it's levity.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, man. You have somebody who's always upbeat and happy, and then all of a sudden it's like no something's really wrong. Like it's a mask. It's really a fucking mask.
Right.
Then we have depth.
Right. Right. No, that's a good way to think about it. With characters is seeing those what suddenly changes it, what compels a character to either suddenly change or gradually change. Watching that character arc. That's always something that
Yes.
frustrates me when you're watching a film and you you end basically the same place that you started, where the character didn't learn anything, didn't nothing changed for him, or no,
Right.
nothing was affected. And it's just like, oh my god, there's no character arc, and it's frustrating. There are those movies that um you know clearly that wasn't the design, that wasn't the intent, like something
Right.
like Jackass 4. But actually, I would argue that those guys learned at the end. It's like, let's not do what we just did, before, and then the next one comes out and they learn how to do totally different new stunts.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
at least they're doing something different.
I, yeah, and I agree with you, man. Character arc. I mean, that's I guess the basis of storytelling is making sure that there's like, the trials, the tribulation, the overcoming, and then moving on. I mean, you almost don't even need to always show so much of the change in the character, I suppose, well, no, we need that. That's the payoff, isn't it?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
payoff is knowing that it elicits change in them.
Right. I think that's a big thing. I think that comes with what you're saying with like levity. It's this character is this way, throughout this, and then something happens, and bam, it drops off. It's like, ah, crap. Reality just, done slapped him in the face, and now he's
Yeah.
without his best friend, his puppy or something, his wife's last gift, which takes us right back to John Wick.
Man, that was a rough one. And his wife, his puppy, his
Yep.
car.
Yep.
Oh my God.
And it's lasted for the 4th movie comes out in March. Jesus God.
Yeah, I know, man. I keep saying about the John Wicks too. I really love the first one. The second one, it felt like really a lot of. They're just trying to top it. It's almost like sometimes it's too sweet, too much sugar. You don't need that much, or it's like too much food. You don't need that much. And that's the same thing when they're always trying to top what they did before, when really they could just pretty much do different things but the same.
Right.
Because it becomes sensory overload, and then you become numb to it, and it doesn't affect you.
Right. That's true. When it's just, by the 4th one, it's basically just hate fucked Sour Patch Kids. All the time. Your tongue's now on fire, and but by God, give me more.
Yeah, give me more Sour Patch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably why everybody always dreads sequels. I think they dread the sequel because if I go to a restaurant, if you go to Sam's and you get a French toast or an omelet or whatever it is you're going to get, you go back, you want the same thing, man. You can spice it up if you want to, but you're going to get the same thing.
Right.
So why, when they make a movie, do they need to give you 4 omelets?
Right. Right.
Or double dipped French toast with extra sugar on top. It's overkill. Just give me the thing.
It's even tougher, like when you get that sequel, and it was never designed to have a follow-up story. Because everything that filmmaker did, he put them in that first one. That was the story, and all of a sudden, oh crap, it's successful. There's an audience. Do you have an inclination as to what to do with the follow-up? We're just gonna have to make it up. There's
you
don't you? Oh, go ahead.
Remember how Dumb and Dumber had a sequel, but it was a terrible sequel.
Yeah, but they had the prequel, and then they had the sequel.
Yeah, and yeah. So, yeah.
I just saw a video essay on Jim Carrey, because in a lot of his sequels, except for like Pet Detective, and I think there's like one other, he's replaced. They replace him. Son of the Mask. He got replaced in that, and then replaced him in the Dumb and Dumber prequel, and they couldn't recreate that magic. It's like, well, no, duh, because it's Jim Carrey. He's kind of
right.
He's kind of an enigma unto himself.
I see exactly what you're saying there, Daniel. And I mean, I'm looking at Kevin Ward. That you can go on with Bored as Hell, but it won't be the same without Heath.
Right. Well, it won't be the same without Heath. I think with something like Bored as Hell, you and Kevin are integral, to that project. Your portrayal of Satan, and then his. I guess for lack of better term, his Geppetto sensibilities, pulling your strings, right?
Yeah.
And creating a world for you to do what you do, as well as he's got to architect the script and direct you. I think it's a fantastic marriage, and then that's why I really would love to see that continue in whatever shape that changes. Obviously, time's passed. It's been a couple of years, I think, since season 2 came out.
Yeah, the nice thing is, obviously, we could reprise all of that under makeup, so it's not like my face changing over the years is an issue.
Right.
And then in fact, if somebody could, I'm thinking of like the Seth MacFarlane's and the Scott Groening's,
Right.
the Simpsons.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of those guys. Why they do what they do is because other people can learn the voices,
Mm.
right? So other people can learn the voices. So somebody could learn the voice that I created, which was from Snagglepuss, exit stage left even, and Buffalo Bill,
I did not
and
put
Buffalo Bill. And the other one is Buffalo Bill, where he's like, I should have put the fucking lotion on the skin. And so it's the two of them together, highs and low, peaks and valleys. So somebody could certainly take that, and he could put Kevin or anybody else could create that same thing. But there is really a marriage and a synergy that happens when people come together, both the writer, director, the people on the film. It all matters for making Satan shine.
Right. Most definitely. Wow. It's yeah, it's a great character, and I hope more people discover it. But Heath, we are out of time, and I just want to say, thank you for being so generous with your time and your talents, and coming on the show and chit chatting with me.
Thank you, brother. I was man, I creamed my jeans when you messaged me and said I was going to be on your show.
Oh, you're sweet. I hope you've washed those jeans.
Oh no, it was it was from a long john. I got cream on them when I was answering the response.
Thanks for walking me step by step through that.
Yeah. Whoopsie daisy.
Whoopsie daisy.
Better lick.
No,
lick
it's a Sunday. No, it's a Sunday.
That's a good one. No, it's a Sunday.
It's hot chocolate, kids.
Oh, wait. Oh, it's Friday. I'm in love.
Oh, Robert Smith.
Thank you so much for the time, man. This has been a blast.
Oh yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. Stick around while we sign off. Okay. But again, thanks for letting me learn a little bit more of what you do and some of the roles that you've portrayed. And seriously, everybody after the broadcast, not now, but after the broadcast, go to the website that's streaming down below. That's heathheine.com. And you can book them for all your best bar mitzvahs dressed up as Satan. Okay.
And that's Briss.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that's awesome. All right. And to everybody that tuned in, hey, thanks so much for coming back on and catching us live again. God, this is already the 5th season, and we're getting ready for the next COFOH, the next Colorado Festival of Horror, which will be September the 15th through the 17th in Park Meadows. It's going to be absolutely a blast. And I want to thank all our sponsors, of course, our friends at Mutiny Cafe. If you're going to start a revolution, make sure you're caffeinated. And our friends over at Hellfire Entertainment. Thanks for rebroadcasting us on your social media. And our friends at Groovy TV. And of course, Alien Donut Films, Angela and Bill over there. And oh yeah, I've got a new producer, Lily Fisher. Want to say thank you to her. And of course, Amanda Armstrong and Stefan Santa Cruz. And to all you beautiful people out there, stay lovely, stay creepy too. Got to remember that. And of course, to Heath for coming on the show. Thanks so much to you, sir. Everybody, have a good night. We'll be back Sunday. We'll be interviewing the 6 Feet Under Film Festival crew that's in Colorado Springs. They've got their film festival coming up at the end of the month. So we're going to learn more about that. We'll talk to you soon. Stay creepy. Stay tuned. We'll see you guys later. Take care of each other during these tough times, and you have a good night. See you then. All right, bye.